Welcome to Ring the Bell. This is the wrestling game show where the points don't matter and the only prize is bragging rights. I'm your host, the Macho Fan, and as always, we're going to have on 4 wrestling creators and they're going to compete in 3 rounds of different debate-style topics to receive points for making interesting or compelling ideas, and they'll lose points for backtracking or repeating themselves or others. So let's meet our contestants. Our first guest, they're from Arizona. He's the host of Morning Mayhem and Fine 2 Wrestling on TikTok. Welcome to the show, Dad316.
What's going on, guys? I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to get this going.
We're excited to have you here. We love you on TikTok, and we're excited to see what you bring to the table. Speaking of table, our next guest is a barbecue champion from the great state of South Dakota, but he probably knows more about wrestling than most, representing Flagship Pro Wrestling. Thank you for being here, DJ Barbecue.
Hey, thanks for letting me be on here. This is exciting, and I'm honored.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm honored to have a 3-time barbecue champion in our midst. So now let's move on to our next guest. You know him, you love him, you agree with most of his opinions. He's a former winner. You can catch him playing video games on YouTube now because he's YouTube exclusive. Smithception.
What's up, everybody? I think I can now say the real MVPs are the cowards that keep backing out of Ryan's show every week, so I have a spot.
Smithception has now earned himself probably a mainstay at this point. All right, and speaking of a mainstay, we do have the conscience of the community. He is the legend, Big Mike.
I am here. Today's my day. I'm winning this. I'm taking it all.
Yes.
My day.
Yes.
Go Balls.
So close in the last few game shows, and now he's wanting to say he's going to make it in there. But let's get into it. Now, the first round, each guest will have 30 seconds to respond to 3 different wrestling headlines. Now, let's get into it. Are our contestants ready?
Yes, ready to rock.
All right. I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock, and we're going to start with Crown Jewel, which just aired. It just finished. They had it in Saudi Arabia. We saw a lot of matches, but I want each of you guys to spend 30 seconds on your first initial reactions. If you weren't able to watch the show, what were you thinking about WWE and their Saudi relationship? We're going to start with Dad316. 30 seconds starts now.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Crown Jewel, if it wasn't for 2 specific matches, it would have been a 5 out of 10. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10, though. Put some respect on Logan Paul's name. The guy went out there and performed. And then he had Bianca Belair, and then you had Bayley go out there and really put on a show. But the one thing that got me, don't tease me. Quit teasing me. When you have Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt's logo shows up behind her, don't tease me. 7 out of 10.
All right. I enjoy that. Yes, he touched base on a lot of that, but DJ, I'm sure there's still much more. So DJ, 30 seconds. What are your initial reactions to our Crown Jewel?
Stupendous, tremendous, absolutely blew it out of the water. This time it wasn't like going in a nursing home where it was boring, tiring, and where you wanted to fall asleep. I think they did a heck of a job on production, plus the matches were awesome. Logan Paul, I think, won that match because once again, Roman needed somebody else to interfere just so he can win his matches.
All right, perfect. We had a little bit of time left on the clock, but hey, we'll get this definitely moving on. I'm going to let it run out real quick, though, so it's easier for me to reset. But we are going to move on to Smithception. Now, Smithception, you got 30 seconds. I know you're a wordsmith. Let's spit them out.
One word: fun. Was it a fun show? Yes, but I also had just as much, if not more fun, going to my first ever independent show 2 weeks ago. That's not to say this was a bad show. It was just to say that it once again has that mostly glorified house show feeling, much like Greatest Royal Rumble, the first ever Crown Jewel, the second ever Super Showdown. And while there were great matches on it, I think Bayley and Bianca did better than Roman and Logan, but that's just my opinion. Fun show, but I can forget about it pretty quickly.
All right, I do agree. It is feeling like a glorified house show, but someone who is glorified on this show, Big Mike.
Listen, I can't believe I'm the only one that's going to get to say this. I thought you guys would jump all over this. This is Triple H's Crown Jewel so far. Listen, this shows exactly what he's been doing. We had a tease. We had a couple more teases. We had drama. We had high points. It made regular news. Guys, this was a lot bigger deal than just some house show. This was really good. I was worried with the first 2 matches. The first 2 matches I thought were really slow. I didn't think they built up to it, and I just wasn't there. But thank goodness after that, it got extremely better. I give this like an 8 or a 9 out of 10. I really do. Good stuff.
All right, Mike, we might have to move back over to our speaker tool so you can see that timer because we did go over a little bit there. But it's all good. It's all good. We're going to move on though to the next topic, which is AEW ROH mystery opponent ended up being the one, the only Colt Cabana versus Chris Jericho. Now, this is obviously a dig at CM Punk, or is it? We're going to find out. Let's start with Smithception. Smithception, 30 seconds goes to you.
I'm just going to say it. I couldn't give less of a shit if it was supposed to be a dig at CM Punk or not. All I know is that it was a major disappointment and a slap in the fucking face to the AEW fan base, because we all knew damn well they were framing it as if it was going to be a former Ring of Honor World Champion. Sure, it may have just said Ring of Honor Champion, but given that he was facing former champions and they were hyping that they were former champions in Bandito and Dalton Castle, you know damn well people were spectating, you know, the PCOs, Davey Richardses, and Roosh's of the world. And we get Colt Cabana for what? Like, that made me actually not care about a Chris Jericho match, and I love Jericho.
Wow. All right. I do agree that it kind of let us a little bit down, but hey, let's see what Big Mike thinks about it. Big Mike, 30 seconds, go to you.
I forgot my salt, but here, have mine there, Smith, because you're salty about this, and you don't need to be. You're making a big deal about this. This was great. Let's look at it objectively. This was amazing that they would go and troll the biggest star that was coming back in the last 20 years, and they get to troll him because everybody agrees now. It kind of builds AEW back up from where they were falling. It's kind of a good move on Tony Khan's part. I love it.
All right, now let's move to Dad 316. How do you feel about Colt Cabana? Boom, boom.
That was a whole bunch of bullshit. Straightforward with it. No, there's seriously, that's a dig at CM Punk directly. But the only thing that's cracking me up out of this whole thing is I kind of feel like Tony Khan's backpedaling now and trying to make amends with a lot of people that he made upset. For sure, that had to be a dig at CM Punk. And to me, that's a sign that he ain't coming back, because there's no way that after how that conference went, that Colt Cabana would be back if CM Punk was going to be back.
All right, I do agree. They definitely made a statement for sure. Now, DJ Barbecue, what is your statement on this matter?
Well, my statement is that there's always this certain thing that's floating up in the air that's called did you watch the product? The product is that they originally said it was supposed to be a world champion, and then after Cesaro or Claudio decided to beat him the last week, then they decided to say that Chris Jericho cut a promo saying that it could be anybody. It could be a Ring of Honor champion, a tag team champion, a women's champion, a TV champion, you know, 6-man champion, so whatever. So then, you know, boom, boom, Colt Cabana fits that mold and fits that category. And I thought it was a good, you know, because it was going to be a squash match no matter what.
Yeah. We did not expect Jericho to lose quite yet. But we did not expect also our next topic, which I am most excited for, and that is GCW on Fite Plus and this new subscription base for $5.99. That's cheaper than a Fightful subscription, and also combined as much as Peacock. So get both together, and we have so much wrestling basically at such a little price at this point. But I want to get your guys' opinion on the matter. I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock, and we're going to start with Big Mike. What are your opinions on GCW and their Fite Plus subscription? 30 seconds starts now.
Well, I'm talking to the wrestling community's GCW expert here in Mr. Ryan, and you're the one who got me into GCW. I love it. I didn't get a big chance to watch them before because I wouldn't go out of my way to look for them, right? Like if they were in front of me, I would watch them. This makes it a whole lot easier, and I will definitely watch this a lot more. I love the product. I don't think the rumors are true, though, about WWE and GCW. I don't believe that. But I like this, though.
All right. I do like it as well, but it's not what I like. It's about what we want to hear, what you guys want to speak about. And DJ Barbecue, we're going to move to you. 30 seconds. What do you think about GCW?
Well, in reality, and pun all intended, it's a game changer. Game changer. GCW has always been going up, 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 and up. in the category of popularity. They've been making smart moves. Big L knows what he's doing. He knows how to do it. Fite knows what they're doing, and the competition is right there, and they could be a major player after this, most definitely.
All right. Are we want to forfeit the remainder of the time, or we want anything else to say? All right.
I forfeit the remainder of the time.
And so let's move on over to Smithception. Smithception, what do you think about this?
I think it's objectively a great move for GCW to get more exposure than they ever would before. And I also think that the chronically online fan base, who all collectively shares one brain cell, is going to downplay the impact that this is going to have for GCW. And they're going to downplay the impact that GCW is going to have on, well, the people who are now going to have more exposure to it than they ever did before. That being said, given what we saw out of like the AEW product and how it did move the needle somewhat, GCW is going to move that needle less, just objectively based on what the product is.
All right. There's so many words there, Smith. It's masterpiece in wordplay. But Dad 316, I want to see the masterpiece you come up with. 30 seconds starts now.
I ain't got one, because I'll be honest, I've never seen GCW. But I know all about GCW. I hear about it all the time, and its popularity, just like you said, has been rising. And I was kind of excited when I heard that there might be a deal coming out, but now I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just being a cheapskate. When you're charging me $5 and I've never seen your product before, I wish that you would have made it to where I could have seen your product first to get the interest built up and then invest myself into your product. That's just my opinion.
That's a valid opinion there. I do agree. But if you ever want, whenever there's a GCW show, just watch the GIFs and speak for themselves. You'll instantly want to watch the entire product. But that was that is the end of round one. So thank you guys for being there. Now let's find out, though. Our contestants don't know the scores, but I do. The people at home watching do know the scores, so let's review them. We got Dad 316 at 8 points, DJ Barbecue SD at 6 points, Smithception at 9 points with the lead, and Big Mike with a whopping 5 points. Wah, wah. All right.
This is rigged. This is a conspiracy. I'm launching an investigation.
We are not going to launch an investigation into anything right now. What we are going to do is talk about my 30% off creator code here at G Fuel. So you guys definitely need to check this out. You get 30% off any of these products you see on your screen right now. And if you want to try G Fuel, you've never tried it before, you must try the starter kit. You'll get your G Fuel shaker. Everything is better in a G Fuel shaker. You'll see my new Undertaker shaker right now. We'll watch an ad of me trying the new Compound B in just a second here. But the starter kit, you get one of each of those flavors. But if you have a specific flavor in mind and you know you want to get the tub and you want to get the nice loving shakers, go check out these right here next to me. You get 30% off, but those stick packs are where it's at. If you're ever on the go, you need to get it. You need to got it. You need to go. All right, so bring that on the way and let's get rolling into this ad right here. Enjoy. All right, I'm out here in front of GNC. We're going to check out to see if they have the new G Fuel ready to drink cans because they got a new partnership, so you can find them here. Let's go check them out. So you can see here G Fuel at GNC. They have all the cans you can think of. So if you ever want to get some G Fuel, check them out at GNC here. And you can use promo code the Macho Fan. It was worth a shot. All right, guys, so today we're going to be drinking the new Compound B. This is the boys-themed G Fuel energy drink. It's got 300 milligrams of caffeine, so it's perfect for now in the town or for studying, and 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 crash later. You guys got to check it out. If I'm going to drink the Compound B, I hear it's always better in a shaker, and look at G Fuel just sent me an Undertaker shaker, so we're going to test it out. The boys with the Undertaker, let's back them. Woo! Look at that, one can all the way to the top. So if you were wondering, yeah, this is one can's worth. Look at empty, boom, trash it, we're chugging it. They say it's better out of a shaker, so make sure you get your G Fuel shakers today. I got so many WWE ones, it's not even funny. So if you need one, you might want to hit up your boy. Woo! Oh my God. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I think it might be the shaker, but I think it also is the drink. It's got a little berry taste to it, but it's not overwhelming. Ooh, it is very good, and it goes down real smooth. Definitely in the top 5, if not top 3. If you guys want to check it out today, you can go to GNC. If you can try to find them there, they're hard to find, but go to gfuel.com and use promo code the Macho Fan. Guarantee to have them there. Go check it out today. This is good. I'm gonna finish this. I'll see you guys later. Oh my gosh, that's good. And welcome back to Ring the Bell. This is the Wrestling Game Show, and we are now in round 2, which is the buying or selling of different matches or segments from the week. And we're going to bring back our contestants, Deception, Big Mike, DJ Barbecue, and Dad316. Welcome back, everybody. How are we feeling after round 1, Deception?
Feeling great.
Feeling great. You have the lead, so I bet you are feeling great. But Big Mike, you are in last place right now with 5 points. How are you feeling?
My investigation continues.
Investigation continues into nothing. Scandal. Where's my Rick Ross? Accusations. False accusations. But we'll get more on that in just a second.
Yes.
We're going to start with you, Big Mike, and I want you to get into our buy or sell of WWE Investigates new segment where The Miz and the Lou Miz are working together in a payment. How are you buying or selling of this storyline?
Take my debit card, take my savings account and my 401k, take them because I'm paying for all of it. I don't care what the outcome is at this point. I don't care if they give birth to a hand like was done back in the late 90s. I don't care the ending. I love this. It's entertaining, but it's also a good story and they're good in the ring. And I know it's a little campy, but it's great because when Vince was here, we just dreaded everything. So it's fun to finally have fun with a storyline again.
All right. And DJ Barbecue, how do you feel?
I say buy. You do this 24/7, 7 days a week. Anything with Dexter Lumis, anything with The Miz, you can't go wrong. It's like sitting there getting a brand new Ferrari on a daily, nightly basis when they come onto the screen. You literally do nothing wrong with these guys. This guy, Dexter Lumis, doesn't have to say a word. He doesn't have to say a thing, and he's gold. Miz, I mean, what can we say that hasn't been said about The Miz anyway? So you buy this 100%.
All right, and let's move on to Dad316. 30 seconds.
I'm buying the heck out of this, and it's not for the reasons of what everybody else is saying. Byron, as that whole Unsolved Mysteries type of host, was hilarious during that thing, and Johnny Gargano is the one who's gold because those reenactments, man, with the wig and all that stuff was amazing. I'm buying the heck out of it because of Johnny Gargano being the middleman right now is making it a little bit more interesting, but props to Byron for just being that awkward Unsolved Mysteries host. I think this whole storyline's been great, but that was top notch.
All right, and Smithception, let's finish it off. What is your opinions on this whole matter?
I am buying this harder than Big Mike buys copium after ending up in last place. And you know why that is? Because I didn't even watch Raw this week due to time reasons. But after hearing that Byron Saxton is involved, after hearing that it's a continuation of Dexter Lumis and The Miz, I am all for this. And now I actually want to make time to watch Raw to see where this is going. Because Dexter Lumis getting screen time is always objectively a good thing if you want a new guy to get attention and not be forgotten about and a role to shine under the Triple H creative. And The Miz already can't ever be taken seriously again anyway because he's a dork, so he's perfect for this role.
Because he's a dork. Oh my goodness, I love it. I haven't heard those two combined, but I do agree. Hey, I guess Miz is a little dorky sometimes. But what isn't dorky is, well, round 2, buying or selling of Jeff Jarrett's return in AEW, making him now touch every company in the last 2 years. But we're gonna start with let's go with DJ Barbecue. You're gonna need these points here, so let's start with you. All right, 30 seconds. What are we feeling about Jeff Jarrett?
Buy. He's been at the last match of Ric Flair. Woo! He's never going to retire. We all know this. But then he's been on NWA, GCW, WWE, and now AEW. This guy is the greatest professional wrestler in pro wrestling this year in 2022. His pocketbook is skyrocketing high. As much points as that I need, that's how many points that's skyrocketing right there. You cannot go wrong with Jeff Jarrett.
All right, I gave a lot of points in that for passion because I do love the passion there, but my inner Effie fan does not allow.
Effie is daddy, Ryan.
All right, I'll give you a point for that. Boom. All right, so now Smithception though, 30 seconds. How do you feel about Jeff?
Points.
You know, as somebody who was still under the assumption, because I don't actively read dirt sheets and shit, that Jeff Jarrett was still an agent of some kind in the WWE system, and especially since it was immediately following the most anticlimactic face reveal in AEW history in Cole Carter joining Jay Lethal's group, Jeff Jarrett genuinely surprised me being here. And since it seems like he's just going to be a continuation of what Dan Lambert was doing, because Dan Lambert even admitted that his role ran its course, I'm excited for this passing of the torch moment.
All right, let's see what Big Mike thinks of this passing of the torch moment.
I want the other contestants drug tested, every one of them, because they are out of their mind. If you add up all of Jeff Jarrett's appearances, he still didn't sell as much as like Colt Cabana. Jesus Christ, guys, come on. This guy's never sold. He's never been interesting. They jobbed him out to China, for God's sakes. What has he done since then? He ran NWA. He could have made himself a great NWA champion, and he blew it. I mean, this guy is ridiculous. Sell.
All right, but let's see what Dad 316 feels.
Here's the cup, buddy. And that test is going to come up clean. I'm telling you right now, this was the summer of Jeff Jarrett. The summer of Jarrett. This boy is literally everywhere. He seems like he disappears for a little bit, and all of a sudden this summer, he's literally on AEW, WWE, Ric Flair's last match. You can't turn on a wrestling product now without seeing Double J. And from how he was back in the day to now, you know, there's an in-between time of where he never really mattered. I feel now Double J matters again. I'm buying it.
All right. Well, let's see if we are going to see an era of Jeff Jarrett that lasts longer than the summer. But speaking of a new era, we are seeing an AEW Eliminator Tournament with no true AEW stars. We're seeing the up-and-comers like Lance Archer, Ricky Starks, Brian Cage, Dante Martin, Bandito, Roosh, and Eddie Kingston and Ethan Page. How are we feeling? Are we buying or selling these Eliminator tournaments? We're going to start with Smithception.
I am buying the ever-loving shit out of this. As a big AEW fan, some may even call a super fan. I don't care. If I love the product that much, I will unashamedly, enjoy said product. The only thing I'm really concerned about is Ricky Starks and Lance Archer and how that's going to play out because of the big guy, little guy dynamic. But you know what? If you want to build Ricky Starks, get that underdog story, build him to the top, have him be the future of the company, which he absolutely should be, especially 2 to 3 years down the line when it looks like Mox and Kenny might be hanging it up. This is the perfect time to do it. Push Ricky Starks, damn it.
All right. And Dad 316, let's move it over to you. How do you feel about this tournament?
I'm selling the tournament. I know I just said it was the summer of Jeff Jarrett, but it's also the damn summer of tournaments. And now we're going into the fall and we're back at it again with another tournament. I'm at the point now, I like AEW. I like the people that they have wrestling in AEW. I want to see more damn storylines. I want to see matches being built up better. I don't want to see more tournaments. I want to see a better product on screen that interests me to make me want to watch every Wednesday and Friday. And I'm forfeiting those last 3 seconds.
All right. And so let's move over to DJ Barbecue, who has 30 seconds to speak on their opinions.
I'm going to go off with Mr. 316 there. You're in a tournament right now, so you must love tournaments. Everybody's going to get a tournament. We have a tournament. AEW needs more tournaments. I'm going for Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston's the man. He's been on the show before with our friend Cole. He's a good guy. He's also a bad guy, so I can't break kayfabe there. But no, I want more tournaments, and I want to see Ricky Starks go for it. It's kind of a little weird, once again, because you have Lance Archer, because everybody dies when you face Lance Archer, so I don't know where they're going with that. But the man of the day for this tournament has to be Eddie Kingston.
All right, and Big Mike, let's see how that man has to say on the matter.
I'm selling, and here's why, guys. WCW had those great cruiserweight matches, right? But they mismanaged the rest of their careers. That's what these tournaments are. They've got a lot of great talent down there, but they're going to mismanage it, and they're going to look back in 5 years when those guys are headlining Mania, and they're going to be upset that they did this. Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing. This is proof. I swear history repeats itself. It's the new WCW.
Ooh, interesting. I don't know. I feel like just giving them some of the screen time and giving this push, but you're right. Seeing some of these first round matches, I'm a little skeptical on how this is going to play out. But let's move on to our next topic, which is buying or selling. This was from a couple weeks ago, but Danger Aaron from Jackass performed in a death match on GCW. And then we saw Jake Paul, Logan Paul participate in Crown Jewel. We're seeing Rick Ross. We're seeing a bunch of celebrities in AEW and WWE. How are we feeling about this new celebrity in the ring performance? And speak on that for you guys. We're going to start with, let's keep it a Big Mike. Big Mike, 30 seconds going to you.
I didn't hear the question.
Big Mike, really?
I'm sorry.
Celebrities in matches. Your time's not getting reset.
I'm watching Tennessee at the same time. The celebrities in matches, listen, I'm all about it. Logan Paul is doing something that no other celebrity has done, and I love it. I think it's really good, and I think the other Paul is about to attach himself also to the WWE. His Anderson Silva fight didn't do that well. He lost a lot of money on it, and so he needs to get some back. I bet that's why we had music with him, and I think he's going to be there. I'm all about it. I buy it.
All right. All right. Well, let's buy DJ Barbecue's opinion right now.
Well, pun all intended, it's the prime era for celebrities to be in professional wrestling. They're hitting the mark every time. They're getting every target right in the center of the dot. You cannot go wrong with Aaron. Obviously, I should probably know because there's a little familiarity with that thing. But then you can't go wrong with the Paul boys, even though that the whole Silva thing was, rigged. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. But you can't go wrong with any one of these celebrities that they've been doing right now. It's just on point, on direct, and it's money. That's what's the big thing. It's cash money.
Yeah, it is definitely bringing in new eyes to all different products. Speaking of the eyes, we want to put our eyes on Smithception right now. So Smithception, 30 seconds.
Well, first of all, comparing the Jackass guy wrestling a death match to Logan Paul wrestling a crown jewel is like comparing Big Mike to myself. It's just two completely different leagues. So what we really need to realize is that while we do have somebody like the Paul brothers, especially Logan, that are killing it on the grandest stage of them all, I don't see the Jackass people or the one Jackass guy ever going beyond just that death match territory. Are they going to have fun doing it? Sure. Am I happy for them? They're doing something that makes them happy? Yes. But again, two different ballparks that'll serve two completely different purposes for two different fan bases.
All right. And Dad 316, final thoughts on this matter.
Hey, I'm buying this, and I'm buying it for one reason only, because as of late, there has been a huge difference in how serious these celebrities are taking it to how it was back in the day when you had like a Snooki at WrestleMania or whatever showing up for whatever hell the reason was, right? Logan Paul performed these last three matches. Bad Bunny shows up, he performed. They are taking this serious. I appreciate it, and I respect them a lot more when they take the craft serious. So I'm buying it.
All right, I agree. When it's much better when they're taking it serious. And speaking about taking it serious, we got a little bit of an update on our girl Mercedes Bernardo, aka Sasha Banks. Is she returning to WWE? We saw in her IG story, she did make a comment. In a few months, she's able to do what she is passionate about. What does that mean? Are we buying and selling it's a WWE return, or is it something else? We're going to start with whoever is in last place, and that is Big Mike again. All right, Big Mike, 30 seconds to you. Let's start this.
I think she's coming back, but she's not going WWE. She's going to try to, I don't know if this makes any sense, like Enzo did when Enzo finally got cleared of everything, and he was kind of trying to make himself this indie darling, and nobody really bought into it. I think that's what she's going to do. I think she thinks she's really bigger than she really is. WWE made her, but I don't know if she's that talented outside of WWE. I think she's a system quarterback, they would say.
Interesting opinions. But let's move over to Dad 316, 30 seconds to you. What are we feeling?
Hey, I'm buying it. I think she's coming back. I mean, it only makes sense. It's been enough time. She's been able to go out and do her own thing. We've been seeing on Instagram modeling, doing this and that. But you know what? She is somebody right now that the women's division needs. They need that little bit more of a oomph, that little bit of flair, and Sasha brings that to the table. I'd rather, don't hate me for this, I'd rather see Sasha than Charlotte, to be honest, at this point. I want a little bit extra something, and I want to see her make her return.
All right, I agree. I agree that her return will be much anticipated by much of the crowd. But I'm more anticipating what DJ Barbecue is going to say. So 30 seconds goes to you.
Well, in reality, in life, when we hear about a Mercedes, it's always taking that money to the bank. You can't go wrong with Mrs. Banks because she can do everything. And if she couldn't do anything or couldn't be a blockbuster deal, she wouldn't be able to use the force and be on the big screen when it comes with Disney. You know, the big era of Disney with the big money bucks. So therefore, I think she's not going back to WWE. I think she's going to try to do the indies or do more movies. And I'd like to see her in New Japan try to do a little bit of a match because I think that brings big money.
All right, interesting thoughts there. But I'm gonna let those sit for a little bit and let Smithception take these 30 seconds to himself.
Well, considering that Sasha Banks is one of, if not my favorite women's wrestlers of all time, and I'm not ashamed to say that, I will buy anything that she does. And I don't understand how someone like Mike can say that she only works in the WWE system as if that's a bad thing, because that's not the argument that you think it is. If somebody works on the grandest stage of them all, it's not a shot to say that they wouldn't work on not the grandest stage of them all. It just means that they have star power and the lesser stages aren't ready for that star power or couldn't recognize it if it hit them in the face.
Ooh, shots fired to Big Mike over there. And let's get into our final topic into this round. And that is, are we going to buy or sell Becky Lynch as Cyndi Lauper in the new Young Rock series? And you can even talk about the Young Rock series as a whole if some of your ideas get taken. But let's start with Big. Nope, we gotta start with Big Mike too many times. He needs the points, but we're gonna start with DJ Barbecue. 30 seconds.
Well, you can't go wrong with Becky Lynch being Cyndi Lauper or Cyndi Lauper being Becky Lynch. I mean, from David Bowie to Cyndi Lauper, Becky Lynch is this 80s icon in this era. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, you've seen the style. She obviously has swagger like Mick Jagger. So we can always buy anything that Becky Lynch does. And when it comes to the Young Rock and Becky Lynch, that's kind of the similarities there. I mean, she does her own thing and she rocks whatever the Cyndi Lauper can rock. So, I mean, she does it very well. So, yes, buy.
All right. I love the wordplay coming from DJ Barbecue. But I also love the play coming from Dad 316. So 30 seconds. How are we buying this or selling?
Oh, no, I'm buying it. I'm definitely buying it. First off, that I recognized her accent and stuff. Gone. How well she was able to perform on stage like as Cyndi Lauper was awesome. I loved it. And I love the kind of a little bit of a nod that it gives with Dwayne and NBC and them actually kind of giving the nod to WWE and giving her a chance to do something like this. It made it more interesting. It made it cool because it stayed within the wrestling community. I'm buying it. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, I do agree. The community element was cool to see. You know, they didn't go out and get somebody new. Speaking of nobody new, we have our mainstay Smithception. 30 seconds.
Well, my words have made more echoes here than a Pink Floyd song, but you know what? I'll spit facts like the fax machine spits the paper back, because Becky Lynch doing this acting stuff is the same thing to me as Sasha Banks doing all of this acting stuff, because it's a great thing objectively to get more famous outside of your main business that everybody knows you for. Act your ass off, girl. Act your ass off, especially when you're playing an icon like Cyndi Lauper in a show about an icon like The Rock.
All right, and let's move over to our icon, Big Mike. Big Mike, 30 seconds to you.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't buy this. This is amazing when I saw it, and it just made 100% sense, and you wish you would have thought about it. I mean, it is what it should be. They're exactly the same kind of personalities in real life, and I just love everything about it. I love The Rock's show. I love what it's doing with professional wrestling. And I said this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to restate it here. What The Rock is doing right now is staying close enough to wrestling and making a lot of money to buy the WWE.
All right, that's the second time we've heard Big Mike speak those words. But now let's speak the words of who is going on to our video showdown round. we do have a first ever, which is a tie. Now I have to figure out what we're going to do for a tiebreaker round. But we'll fix that after we come back from the break. But let's get into it. Coming in fourth place is Big Mike with 13 points. And then our tie is between DJ Barbecue and Smithception with 19 points. And then going into the video showdown round is Dad 316. And so we're going to take a short break. Then we're going to deal with this tiebreaker, and then we'll get to the video showdown round. So stay tuned here. But before we go, Big Mike, how are we feeling? This is 0 for 6, 0 for 5.
And my volunteers aren't doing well right now. It's not a good day. I'm going home.
All right.
Salute.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us, Big Mike. You are our mainstay. You're going to see him again next week. So Big Mike, thanks for joining us. And there he goes. All right. We're going to jump to this ad, and then we'll be right back. And welcome back. We are in our tiebreaker round, and this is going to be a special video showdown where each contestant is going to have 20 seconds to respond to the following clip. And so, contestants, are you ready to watch the clip?
Yes.
All right. So we will watch the clip right now. All right, there we have it. We do have Rick Ross in AEW teaming with Swerve, and they're announcing an 8-man tag. So you will have 20 seconds on the clock. We are going to start with our new contestant, DJ Barbecue. So 20 seconds to you.
You know what? I'm going to buy everything on this because here's the thing. You can never go wrong with Rick Ross. It's Alizé. It's Gucci Baby. I will sit there and cheers this every day of the week. He brings a potential to have star power that's added to something that may be dull in normal senses with AEW, but you definitely want to go with this 8-man tag, and you want to make sure this is a definite peg.
All right, 20 seconds. Let's move over to Smithception. Smithception's 20 seconds to you.
I am not going to buy this at all because I am sold like Rick Ross is sold on pairs. And you know what? As much as I wanted to make the joke about how Rick Ross is enough to be 2 people and have it be a 3-on-4, I can't even do that because 1, Keith Lee is bigger than him. And 2, I actually do have faith that AEW can do a good celebrity match again after the bullshit that happened with Shaq.
All right. All right. Let's get into it. So we do have our drum roll, please. It's going to be in post. All right, and the winner going on to the video showdown is DJ Barbecue, who just made a few more better references, and it's not actually a celebrity match, Smith. He is just announcing an 8-man tag between the 3 other different teams, and so that's kind of where
I call myself an AEW fan.
Yeah, that's kind of where I lost you points there. But anything
they love me.
Yeah, they
really love me.
I love it. I love it. All right, but Smithception, anything you'd like to plug before we move on to our video showdown round?
If you love wrestling, join NGT. It's a promo battle community where people also just love hanging out. I'm sure it's been plugged once or twice before, but I'll plug it as much as I need to until I'm blue in the face because it's a great time with great people.
All right, that is correct. NGT community. You can find it in this next ad that's going to be happening shortly right now.
Are you a fan of WWE, AEW, or just wrestling in general? Are you a fan of sports, gaming, or just trying to find somewhere to vibe? You gotta join Keepers Kayfabia, the Discord community that hosts the NGT promo battle community. If you want to know more about that, check this out.
Tally ho, everyone. NGT is home to some of the best promo artists this century.
Under the great banner of NGT and Hugs himself, we all invite you to come join us and do some promoing.
Yeah, go to war with us, boy. Come fight with us. Even if you want to just have fun and play some games with us.
Come and sail the 7 seas with me.
Maybe you feel the need to shoot to kill.
Or if you just want to put a smile on people's faces.
So, whether you want to compete, lion, I'm a tiger. I'm a lion, I'm a tiger. Or you just want to enjoy yourself.
See, there's always something to do in NGT.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking! Wow, that's no good! So get off your pathetic ass and join the Discord.
Whether you want to see the light
or embrace your darkness.
And make sure to join us at the NGT Discord. You'll find that most of the time the link is in most of our competitors' and members' bios. Well, if you want to have some fun.
Or if you want to prove why you are the best since day one.
Where you can challenge some of the greats and legends. Or you can just mark out for them.
Because we've been here the whole time.
And welcome back to our video showdown round. We have DJ Barbecue versus Dad 316. And any final words before we get into our video showdown, DJ Barbecue?
Well, you know, this is the bottom line for the old Dad 316, because what I got to say is that you're in the frying pan and I bring in the fire. So let's go, because there's no one higher.
Ooh, them fighting words, Dad 316. How do you feel?
Oh, somebody's feeling pretty spicy right now. And you know what? You're making me hungry at the same time. So either way, I'm good to go. Bring the heat.
Giggity.
All
Let's do
right.
this.
In our backstage
Giggity.
segment, we have Dad 316 choose the video. So our video showdown is actually going to be one video and one photo. And so DJ Barbecue, you are going to get the photo. And the photo is going to be screen shared right now. You have 15 seconds to look at the photo and then 60 seconds to respond.
Take it all in.
Yeah, you definitely got to take that all in. You got to take that all in right there. All of it.
All right. And we will stop our screen share there and bring it back. And so you have 60 seconds to respond to that photo.
All right. Well, here we go. This is what happens when you have He-Man and the Incredible Hulk from the 1970s. They have their love child right here. You have Zac Efron out here looking like he took a bowl on top of his head and started cutting his bangs. You know, you always go out and you tell your parents, you know, hey, I didn't do anything to my hair. And they go, hey, did you cut your bangs? And then you look at in the rear mirror and then you see the fact that, yeah, you cut your bangs. Man, this is going to be an epic rendition of the Von Erichs. I am going to, like, and no pun intended, I'm going to buy this and it's going to be another glorious entertainment of a situation. But this guy knows how to have style and fashion. And plus, he's bulked up a little bit. So, I mean, he must be on that rock little meal plan and that weightlifting at the Iron Paradise. So you can't go wrong with the Efron. You know, hey, the ladies are going to love it. The wrestling fans are going to enjoy it. So why not? Let's just go with it.
All right. I do agree. This is going to be a fun TV show. And now let's get into our next video for Dad 316. You will be viewing this video with sound and enjoy.
I wasn't looking for, like, I wasn't thinking he was gonna call me out. You know, Chris Jericho called me out. I was like, I didn't really hear what he said at first, and then they told me, and I started laughing. I'm like, this man is crazy. I enjoyed it though, because I was like, growing up, I was a huge fan of wrestling, so it was cool to go see that.
All right, so Lamar Jackson gets called out by Chris Jericho on Dynamite. Took him by surprise, but let's hear what Dad 316 thinks about it. 1 minute on the clock.
That's going to give me a shout out to a fine-tuned family member, Dawn, who's a huge Baltimore Ravens fan. But I give her crap all the time about the Ravens. And you know what? I'm going to give the same kind of crap right now. He ain't stepping up to Jericho. And, you know, he's just as good as just stay on the bench. Just stay on the bench. No good for me. Although celebrities have been great and stuff like that, he is a athlete. He's a top tier athlete, but he needs to run away from AEW just like he runs away from a victory on the gridiron. That's all I'm saying. But, you know, hey, props to him. He got a lot of camera time when he was there. They were in Baltimore. Seemed like a good time. It would have been cool, though, if they kind of rolled with that. And, maybe he could have had some interaction with Jericho, a little bit more than what they had there. He wasn't expecting it. It would have been cool to see something come out of that. Kind of like the Rick Ross thing. Rick Ross did great. I would have loved to see something with Lamar Jackson. That's another way to get more fans from the NFL to AEW.
All right. Good points there. And a last little run there. I saw you get that new second win there that kept you going. So I enjoyed that. All right. But now let's get into it. Woo, it was a close one. But coming home with the victory of episode 5 of episode 6, I'm going to have to edit one of those in, of Ring the Bell is DJ Barbecue SD with 6 points. Dad 316,
the lucky
you had 5
Razor,
points.
you did it for me.
So the
you did it. The people love me.
1 point difference. And well, this is going to be very interesting. And so Dad 316, how do you feel about that outcome?
Hey, you know what? I'm cool with it. This was such a good time. I hope to do it sometime again. Come check us out on Morning Mayhem weekdays on TikTok. First thing in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. We will definitely tune in. That's Morning Mayhem. You can find that on TikTok, at Dad316. All right. And we are at the end of the show. And so that means only one thing, and that is our winner gets their final 2 minutes. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about, DJ. This is the final 2 minutes is all to you. You can brag, you can fantasy book, you can talk about anything that you want to talk about. So 2 minutes is all yours.
Well, I just want to say that Brock Lesnar is not the greatest superstar in professional wrestling. Neither is Roman Reigns. Yeah, that I said it. I will represent the tribal chief. That is the Rock, Dwayne, the Rock Johnson. Maybe, Maivia, Rocky Maivia. But anyway, Ryan, you do a great job on this show. I also want to get people to enjoy this. If you do like to do promo battles and you have passion and stuff to do that, get a hold of Heel Hugs or Ryan. Ryan knows that has that link in the bio probably. Go into NGT, have some fun with it, do all that. You can usually find me on the Uncut Live podcast all over on TikTok, Twitter, all those fancy little platforms. But also check out professional wrestling's greatest thing in South Dakota. It's Flagship Pro Wrestling. We've had Silas Young. We've had Jerry the King Lawler. We had Scott Steiner. Yes, Scott Steiner was there. It was a great thing. But once again, Ryan, thank you very much for doing this. For now, with the whole other part, I would just want to say thank you. I would like to thank the Academy. I would like to thank everybody out there in TikTok and YouTube and Twitch and all internet land that gave me this opportunity to win this very epic and legendary TV show match. I don't know what else to say. I'm in tears. My heart is fluttering. I love you all. Thank you very much, Ryan. I enjoyed it. This is the great... Yo, Adrian! I did it!
That is epic. We still have 25 seconds left, but yes, please go follow all our contestants at Smithception on YouTube, at Death316, at Big Mike the Legend, and of course our barbecue champion who's in tears right now. It's DJ Barbecue SD. You can find us Ring the Bell every Saturday night on YouTube at The Macho Fan. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, Ryan.